So, you know how some topics just don't get the attention they deserve?
Yeah, it's like they're hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. I was reading this article called Den Skjulte Overgang, that's the hidden transition, about menopause in Denmark.
Oh, interesting. I haven't
Mhm.
heard much about menopause in Denmark.
Well, that's the thing. It's hardly talked about there, even though in the UK it's been a big topic for years.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah.
Denmark's usually so progressive.
I thought so too, but menopause is still pretty much a taboo subject over there.
Huh, so why is that the case?
Well, it's like people just aren't comfortable discussing it openly. Even in the healthcare sector, the conversation has barely started.
That seems odd, especially
Yeah.
when you consider how natural it is.
Exactly. In the UK, they've been actively spreading knowledge and creating solutions for women going through menopause.
Right, so they're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and it's making a real difference. But in Denmark, women are kind of left to navigate it on their own.
That's not ideal, so are there
Nope.
any personal stories in the article?
There are. One is titled, Some Days I Thought I Would Need a Flex Job.
Wow, that really highlights how impactful menopause can be on work life.
Exactly. Some women feel like they can't keep up with their jobs because of the symptoms.
That's serious. So why
It
isn't this
is.
being addressed more openly?
It's a good question. Maybe it's because menopause is seen as a private issue, not something to discuss at work.
But that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
If it's affecting work performance, it should be addressed professionally.
I agree. It's like ignoring a storm that's already over your head.
Exactly, so what can be done
Right.
to change this?
Well, the article suggests starting the conversation, asking if you've talked to your manager or colleagues about menopause recently.
That's a good start, but it requires a cultural shift, doesn't it?
Definitely. It needs to become a normal topic, not something to be embarrassed about.
Kind of like how mental health has become more openly discussed over the years.
Exactly. It's all about breaking down stigmas.
Do you think social attitudes are the main barrier?
I think so. There's also a lack of awareness about how menopause affects women's lives.
That's fair. Maybe education
Yeah.
is key here.
Absolutely. And, workplaces can play a big role by implementing supportive policies.
Like flexible working hours or providing information sessions.
Exactly. Small changes can make a huge difference.
So in the UK, they're already doing this?
Yes, they've been actively working on it for years. They're spreading knowledge and creating solutions in the healthcare system and workplaces.
That's great. So
It
Denmark
is.
could take some cues from them.
Definitely. It's about time the conversation started there.
I wonder if there's resistance because people think it's not relevant to them.
That could be. But menopause eventually affects half the population directly and the other half indirectly.
Exactly. It's everyone's business in a way.
Precisely. And if we ignore it, we're not supporting a significant portion of the workforce.
Agreed. So what's
Yeah.
the next step?
Well, raising awareness through media is a start. This article is a good example.
Right. And we can all contribute by talking about it more openly.
Yes, it's like lifting a veil. Once the taboo is gone, real progress can happen.
I couldn't agree more.
Exactly.
Maybe we should all ask our workplaces about their menopause policies.
That's a great idea. It starts with asking questions.
And listening to the answers.
Absolutely, it's a dialogue, not a monologue.
Well said. Let's hope
Thanks.
Denmark catches up soon.
Agreed. It's time to bring the hidden transition into the open.
Definitely. Thanks for shedding light on this topic today.
My pleasure. It's an important conversation.